Good morning. My name is Jorge Gastelumendi, and I'm honored to be providing the closing remarks for what I'm sure was a very exciting discussion in this panel this morning for the Dawn Media Breathe Pakistan International Climate Change Conference 2026. So throughout my 20 plus years of experience as a climate negotiator, resources are limited, always, being the global north or global south, being a developed country or developing country. But what is unlimited is the capacity of resourcefulness, the capacity of creativity, and the capacity of coming together. And on that respect, the developing countries around the world have proven to have that power. And so I'll put up a couple of examples that will show how that happens. So a few years ago, a set of Caribbean countries decided to come together and create what is called a risk pool. So that risk pool is called CRIF, and CRIF is meant to pool resources from all Caribbean countries to have joint set of insurance policies that will cover them from a disaster. So today, there are no risk pools for either the US or North American countries, or even in Europe. The example and the creativity that came out of the Caribbean countries was actually replicated in our global south geographies. So conversations around the G7 have already started to rethink how risk pools could actually be taken up from the lessons from the global south and be replicated in Europe at this point in time. And that is just one example. Another example that comes to mind is one that has, again, used mechanisms that are in the market, insurance, but the creativity came again from the global south on how to use a very well-known financial instrument, such as insurance, to cover for potential income losses due to extreme weather events, such as heat waves. So, in India, in Ahmedabad, there is the Self-Employed Women Association organization. It's a trade union organization of 3 million women that is headquartered in Ahmedabad, but with action all across the subcontinent of India. And they were able to co-create with partners a tool called an extreme heat parametric insurance. And that chain effect that was created in small towns, and in small areas, and in small communities across India is now being seen by actors across the world, but including also the global north. I can talk about the US and how the US in cities have been looking into that. Miami, Washington, DC, Boston, Phoenix, they are looking into mechanisms that would use market mechanisms to actually support women or other kind of workers with sustaining potential income losses. Just imagine if you could combine the creativity that's coming from the global south, born out of necessity, with the financial resources that are present in the global north. We will have much better ways of overcoming the impacts of climate change. So it's a challenge and a call to action on how we better connect what we can bring to the table and be equal partners in this fight. So again, thank you so much to Dawn Media Breathe Pakistan for inviting me to provide these remarks, and for the panelists that were present in this discussion. All the best for the rest of the conference.